am officially live on here. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. I had to get my makeup and stuff done today. And the reality is, y'all, I think it's time to pull these lashes off because they're messing with me. To be honest with you, I'm not a lash girl. I hope y'all can hear me. If you can hear me, please, guys, let me know where you are from as we get this thing going right now. I am just so excited to be on here live to let you all know what's going on this summer here on my YouTube channel, um, and all that good stuff. Okay, y'all can hear me. Good. So as people start rolling in, the first question I always want you to jump down in the comment section is, where are you from, boo? I want to know where you're from. I want to know where you're tuning in from. Because okay, I see the main Chiquita from my membership. I see you. I see you. I am uniquely made. Okay. It's when is it a time? Hey, when is Monty not in the stuff, y'all? So y'all might hear a few barkings. Okay, but Kansas City, New Jersey. What do you want, man? Okay, Wisconsin, Maywood, Illinois, Chicago, Barbados, South Africa. Okay, Southern California, Miami, the United Kingdom, Puerto Rico, South Carolina. I see California, Mississippi, Michigan, Virginia. Hello, hello, you guys. Houston, Texas, Kenya, Illinois, Alabama, Texas again. Okay, Virgin Islands, okay, Monty J. Monty ain't gonna let nobody be great. I got the door open so he can kind of go out there and play, but I swear dogs know when you get on the phone. I swear he knows when he was not doing this, will it go? He was just not doing this. Monty, what you want? Go get ball. Squeak, 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 squeak. Squeak, squeak is his toy he's looking for. Squeak, squeak. Go get your squeak, squeak. He's looking for. Squeak, squeak. Squeak, squeak. Okay. So, okay, I see New Jersey. Oh, someone said I love seeing Monty on my story. Squeak, where's Squeak, squeak? Go find it. Squeak, squeak. It's up there. It's on the couch. Go get it. Oh, gosh. He's ready to act a fool. Squeak, squeak. Where's Squeak, squeak? Go find it. Squeak, squeak. Where's Squeak, squeak? Go get it. He's looking for it. Oh, I see it, boy. It's right there. Go look for it. Squeak, squeak. Squeak, squeak. All right. He's going to go get another toy. So anyways, you guys, I'm going live tonight to kind of tell you guys some stuff that is going on with your girl. What's going on? Give me that. Monty said Monty feels left out. Monty's always feels left out, and I'm with this boy almost every day. I am with this boy every day, unless I'm moving and grooving somewhere. But give me this. Give me this. Okay. Here you go. All right. So you guys, today there's a reason why I got these lashes on. It's the reason why my hair is frizzy. Someone said they placed their book order. My hair is dry. I had to get my hair done today. I have all kinds of product all in it. So somebody said, what products do I use in my hair? It just is just, I don't know what we use. We just had to get some content done today for an upcoming series, so which I'm gonna talk to y'all about. Let me look at this chat real quick. Now, I will say this, guys. If you have a question for me, please hold your question until the Q&A part, because I do not want to miss your question. And if I do happen to miss your question, drop it down again. I'm going to try my best in the next hour to answer as many questions as possible. But first, I got to tell you this. If you are not signed up at my ministry's website, I want to challenge you, boo. It is time for you to sign up at hisdaughterscloset.com. We obviously have our weekly devotionals, but this summer we're doing live monthly Bible studies. And so I want you guys to be able to be a part of it. And honestly, guys, like, I'm really trying my best. I just got my makeup done today and I had stuff to do. But I'm trying my best to hold on to these lashes, but I can't do it, y'all. I'm just not a lash girl. Oh, that feels so much better. Oh my gosh. I mean, for photos, they're decent. Lord have mercy. I feel like I can breathe again. Ah, man. But for photos, lashes really make the photos pop. But everyday life, you're just like about to fly away in the wind or something. Lord mercy. So, okay, I feel like myself, y'all. Now I'm ready to talk. That's why my eyes are red. Like, I was just like about to fly away. Like, look at these. These suckers were like, anyways. Okay. So, I don't ever really get my makeup done unless it's something major going on. And so we had a major thing going on today. We finished up shooting the new introduction video that you're going to see next Friday for when the Glow Up series starts. Okay. So anyways, real quick, the Glow Up series is coming with, this summer we're coming with a new book. We've already launched that for pre-order. If you have not pre-ordered my new book, get it real quick. There's a custom code for that, which is pre-order 10, all caps. You can get $10 off. And also too, we also have Glow Up merch coming this summer, where it's hats, fanny packs, crop top, blazer, crop top sweaters. Thank you, that's the word. As well as we're going to do monthly Bible studies, but I want to host some in-person Bible studies too for the women who live in my area or in surrounding areas. I want to try to host some at our headquarters and just try to host some at the office. One Saturday a month. So that's kind of the things we're working on right now. But what I want to encourage you is to get yourself ready for your glow up. I know the Glow Up series technically don't start until next Wednesday, but someone said lashes are weed for your eyes. Exactly. They're itchy. Okay, they're itching me. But and to be honest, now it looks like I have no lashes. Like my real lashes just looking like they're struggling. The Glow Up series, you guys, I want you to know this is our 4th year doing the Glow Up series. And every time the Lord called me to do this series, it's because he was going to not only glow up my life, he was trying to glow up multiple people's lives. But it required so much faith out of me. And so I want to tell you right now, this series is going to challenge you. It's going to stretch you. You're going to struggle through the series. You're going to struggle at anytime you're trying to change your life, glow up, change a particular area. You're going to have a struggle a little bit. There's going to be some friction. But today I want to tell you, get your spirit ready. If you haven't been really journaling lately, if you haven't been praying that much lately, if you've been kind of lackadaisy with your walk with God lately, don't worry about it. We're going to get it together. We're going to get it together. And so I want you right now to get yourself so ready for this glow up series, because what I'm believing for is that God is going to do a powerful glow up. Someone says, how do you participate? We're going to have a live next Wednesday where I'm going to give you guys the glow up guide. Okay, the glow up guide. This is where I'm going to have a guide in there of a Bible reading plan for you. I'm going to show you how to glow up in your faith and in your fashion and in your fearlessness. But in this guide, I'm really going to focus it a little more to your faith and to your personal self, like your mental personal health. There's going to be a prayer prompt, a prayer journal prompt and stuff like that inside this guide to help you. That guide is free, okay? You don't have to buy the merch. You ain't got to do nothing. If you sign up for that guide, automatically everything that we do this summer, from the events we do, from the giveaway. Somebody just said last year they won a ring light in one of the giveaways. Yes, we gave away I think like 3 ring lights, and we gave away like 2 swag bags last year full of stuff that stuff I like. There were mics in the bag for your iPhone. There was all kinds of stuff. So I put stuff in there that I use, like stuff that I actually use for my YouTube channel or for my ministry. So what I want you guys to know is how you join that is when I go live next Wednesday, when I drop the free guide, make sure you're signed up on that email list, because this right here will really, really bless you. Leslie Ann said she would love to meet her. She's already in Tulsa. Okay, good. So when I do the Bible study in person this summer, Leslie, I want to see you there. I would love to meet you. I think we're probably only going to open it up for 15 ladies, like starting off, like just in our area. It's going to be live, but we're going to want to do some in-person ministry as well. So right now, I will say, so that's what you get ready for. You get the free guide, and as soon as you sign up for that, you will have access to everything you need, sis. Like, we will send you the reminders. We will let you know about giveaways. We'll let you know about the Bible studies. We'll let you know when the merch goes on sale. How much is the glow up session? Oh, sis, the glow up session is free. It's free. Everything is free, unless you buy merch or you buy the book. But it's free. The glow, even if you join me in person for the 15 ladies, it's free. It's just the first come, first serve. Okay, like the Lord been done bless me. I ain't got to charge y'all for nothing. So it's like so it will be free, but it really will be first come, first serve. Like once we RSVP and open that up, probably the first 15 ladies, it will have to shut it off right there. Like, you know what I mean? So that's kind of how it will go. Let me see real quick. I'm trying to think about, is there anything I'm missing? Anything I'm missing this summer for the glow up? Oh, okay, today, that's why I had these long lashes on. If you just jumped on here, you missed me pulling off these lashes. But anyways, the reason I had these long lashes on is because I felt this need to record a new introduction video for the glow up series. Like, we have our morning coffee. I want to see your face. I want to know your heart. Like, we know that, right? We all know that about heart. So, but during this summer, I wanted to switch out the Glow Up series introduction video. I wanted to literally show you guys 4 years ago when God gave me this idea to do the Glow Up series, where I started it at. Like, where this Glow Up started at. It started at my parents' house. And then I went from that all the way. Like, I went from that Glow Up series from at my mom's house when the Lord said, I want you to start this series called The Glow Up, right? When I started that series, as soon as I started that series 4 years ago, I started at my parents' house. And now, so the introduction video, you're going to see it all next Friday. But I just want to tell you, that's why I was glammed up. Somebody said, will the Glow Up info be included with our membership, or do we need to sign up separate? No, if you're already on the email list, at the His Arts Closet email list, you do not have to sign up separate. But if you want that Glow Up guide, when I drop the Glow Up guide next week, like, it's going to be your guide for your summer, right? It's just like your go-to guide to help you have a glow up this summer. And it's going to be things on the faith-based more area, while my YouTube, I'm going to come with weekly words and messages for you. But I'm also going to come with Fearless Friday vlogs to challenge you to step out, because that right there is really just going to, like challenge you. But no, you don't have to re-sign up for anything right now. But if you want the guide, you will have to click when you see it, click the guide. It'll ask you for your email probably again to automatically send it to the right email. But if you're in the ministry's email list, it'll probably just be sent out to everybody, honestly. So don't worry about that. Also, she said, what exactly is the Glow Up series? I'm behind. Is it for married people? I think the reality is that, let me just be clear right now, you guys. The Glow Up series is for women, okay? And if you're married, that's great. It probably will still bless you. It'll stretch you, but it's for women. And what the go about the Glow Up series is really, I gave it the name Glow Up, which the Lord gave it the name Glow Up. But the real official name for the Glow Up series is Open Doors or Turnaround. So the Lord told me 4 years ago to create this turnaround series, this open door series. And I remember I was like, okay. And I ran with it. And the Lord said, but I need you to give it a different name. Because that name is what the name, what's going to happen to those ladies. They're going to have a turnaround. They're going to have open doors for them in this moment, in this season. But we need to make it marketable, right? Like, we need to make it a little girly, a little more for women. And so to be a woman, I put it to Glow Up. But in every message you hear me, even I think it's going to be the second video, first morning coffee of the Glow Up series, I say, we call this the Glow Up series or the Glow Up season, but really, this is your turnaround season. This is your open door season. That's really what this whole thing means, okay? So that's kind of just what I want to say about all that. And somebody said, well, the Glow Up, I already answered that. Is the Glow Up session on Zoom? No, the Glow Up session, hold on. If you're talking about in person, like the live session, we will have to wait and see, because sometimes the people on YouTube, some people miss out on stuff. So we'll kind of have to see how we do that. I don't know yet. But if you want to be a part of the Glow Up, it's through the ministry, His Daughter's Closet. When that guide drops, just make sure you're on the email list. You get the guide, and then you stay tuned. Every Monday, I'm going to be dropping a video on my YouTube channel. Every Wednesday, I'm going to go live like this and pour into you and answer your questions. And then every Friday, you're going to get a challenge to challenge you to glow up in your life, okay? That's going to be kind of in a vlog format, obviously, where I'm going to show you something I'm doing to glow up, but I'm also pulling you to glow up and challenging you. So, and the aspect of that just comes from Monday mornings are to teach you the word. Wednesdays is to pour into you about life, and Fearless Fridays is really to stretch you as an exhortation to obedience. It's just a call, it's an exhortation to obedience. So that's kind of how I outline it. I'll just make it look a little more fun and a little more different. Okay, Mom, we get it. Get in here. Okay, so I'm gonna start answering questions now. So hopefully I did the whole rundown. Get ready for the Glow Up series. Get the merch. Next week, get everything that I'm going to be putting on the website. Everything goes on the website next week, including Monty. Monty goes on the website next week. No, I'm kidding. I love that little thing. He ain't going nowhere. But, hold on a second. Hey. No, sir. They're not bothering us. No, they're not bothering us. Okay, so let's answer some questions. Morgan, how did you find what your purpose was? This is a good question. I'm going to answer this question. How did I find what my purpose was? First off, I found my gift. Your gift is connected to your purpose. So I couldn't find my purpose until I found my gift. Okay? Monty J, he is ready to cut up. I might need to get up and move around. He just feels like he's a part of something. Excuse my house. If y'all see a pile of stuff on my count, don't judge, okay? Your girl been busy. So anyways, so you first have to find your gift, sis. How do you find your gift is you got to be willing to do something, okay? So the reality is I didn't find my gift of speaking until I started speaking. Until somebody in college made me speak about research and I realized I had a gift in speaking. So the reality is the only way you're going to find your gift is if you move on the things that you have going on in here. So if you have an idea to create a fashion line, you move on that and then you might end up finding a gift that you have a gift in sewing or threading or something, right? But the reality is there were times I would begin to design, started designing graphics. Then I realized I have a gift in graphic design. Then I start editing videos and I'm like, oh, I have a gift in editing. So one thing happens is once you connect to one gift, it's going to open up the doors to multiple gifts in your life. So the thing is, I don't want to encourage you yet on finding your purpose because you've got to find your gifts. Your gifts are what's going to attach you to your purpose. And being attached to your purpose, then when you're working that gift, like, okay, how I found my purpose through my gift is I was in college, I was speaking, I was a biology major, I got my degree in biology, and they would send me around to speak. I went like international to speak on scientific research, and even when I would be in these hotels for my university, I would be like, Lord, what are you doing? I literally was sitting one time like looking at this big city view, and I was like 20, and I'm like, Lord, what are you doing? Because like I don't care to talk about this stuff. Like I actually dislike talking about scientific research, but I'm good at it. So they just keep sending me places to speak. And I said, Lord, I want to speak for you. But I want to tell you, if it wasn't for that biology degree, and if it wasn't for getting sent around everywhere to speak these messages, I would have never learned how to research the Bible like I do. I would have never learned how to practice and speak and be a better orator. Like I never would have learned that I even had the gift of speaking. Okay? So I want to encourage you that how you discover those gifts, or how do you discover your purpose, is first you got to try different things. I would have never known I had a gift in graphic design until I began to design. I would have never known that I had a gift in editing until I started the YouTube channel to try to edit, right? I would have never known that I had a gift in even service and a heart for women until I started actually servicing and helping women. So the thing is, I started to move on the ideas in my mind, and it started to lead me to gifts. So how you find your purpose is first you find your gift by doing things, trying things. And when you find your gift, and then attached to that gift is going to be a purpose. A purpose is your why. It's why you get up. Why, like for example, the purpose is sometimes why will I take 8 hours to edit a video for Fearless Friday when I'm probably not going to make really anything from that? Why would I take time all week to record a video, think about a video, pray over a video, edit the video, create the thumbnail, get it up, and I might not even make anything off of that? And then for years I didn't make zero. I made nothing off of this stuff because I didn't even monetize my channel until I hit like 20,000. People were telling me to monetize with my first 1,000, but the Lord never called me to do that yet. So for years I made nothing off of this thing. So what I want to say is, it's because you have a why. My why, my purpose was there before 1,000 people came. I already knew I was called to minister to one. So even when 20,000 showed up, it didn't faze me. I didn't need to monetize yet because I was still thinking about the one person. So I just want to encourage you with that. That's how you kind of find your purpose. Your purpose is what drives you. It makes you stay up late. It makes you get up early. It makes you, like, sometimes it makes me stay at the office all day. Like, I just be in it, be driven. And I'm like, oh, I got to go home to Monty J. He's got a party, you know? So it's like, your purpose is just going to fuel you, but your gift is what attaches you to your purpose. So hopefully I answered that. I'm going to keep trying to answer. I'm going to answer faster, y'all, because there's a lot of questions. How do you handle the body effects of the Esther fast, like headaches, etc.? When I'm in the Esther fast, if I feel like I'm having body effects, I will drink, what kind of tea is that? I like to drink chai tea. I like to drink chai tea. And sometimes I'll put like a dab of honey in it and stir it around and kind of like let it liquefy. Because that can kind of help you get a little bit more in your body. in my Esther fast. But usually after about the first day, the headaches and stuff go away, and then I'm kind of just, on grace. So, riding on grace. So I think that's kind of how I would answer that. Do you have any tips on sharing your faith? Good question, Ava. I answer this question in every one of my lives because I want to tell you, I do not share my faith with people close to me. Now, you guys, I'll come on here, I'll minister to, I speak to about my faith, I testify. But my sisters, my cousins, my friends, my people around me, I have never ministered or preached a word to them because these are the people that are closest to me. So my life ministers to them, not Morgan. My life does. So I don't have to tell my sister, I'm walking with the Lord and what the Lord has done for me and how the Lord has blessed me and how the Lord has brought me out of this place and how he brought me from a reprobate mind and how he healed me, how he helped me from the trauma. I don't have to say that to my sister because she sees the transformation. She seen me go from the drunk girl to this woman today. She seen me go from the party girl, the fighting girl, get kicked out of school, all that stuff to the woman I am. She sees that. So I never have to preach a word to my sister. I don't got to preach a word to my friend because my lifestyle preaches. I can walk in the area with my cousins and they'll be drinking and stuff and I could be like, oh, how y'all doing? Hi, talk to them, whatever. But I never have to say, oh, you shouldn't, I don't drink because they know I don't. That my lifestyle speaks for itself. So I will tell you, when I'm ministering to people that don't know me, that way comes different. It might come through a pulpit. It might come through me testifying, telling someone a testimony. But the people, I love ministering to the people closest to me because I don't have to do anything. I just got to be myself. And it says that his light shines through me. So I walk in there like, hey Mo, hey y'all, how y'all doing? What you been up to? Not much. I'm real humble, y'all. I'm real chill. Like, what you been working on? Nothing. Hi, how's things going? It's good. Like, I just keep things really chill. And then they're like, hold on, you. Hey Mo, remember you used to be a sacker at the grocery store? Yeah, I know. You got the office now? I heard you got the office. Yeah, I got the office. Wow. I don't even gotta say that's the Lord. I just be like, yeah, I mean, they already know how I live my life. The moment they say, hey, we're all getting ready to go out here to the club, I'm sitting over there like, okay, we about to go. They don't even invite me no more. That's not my lifestyle. So what I want to tell you is this: people closest to you, you don't even gotta preach a word. You just gotta be around. You just gotta be in the atmosphere, and they already start to feel like, gosh, I need to be. Let me tell you this. I have a cousin, just a month ago, we were at his baby shower, and he was telling me how he was like, he was asking me, do I smoke green? And I'm looking at him like, do you think I smoke green? Like, weed? Like, I used to back in the day, but do you think I do that? He was like, I know you don't. He was like, but I do it. And I was like, why do you do it? He said, because it chills me out. I work all day, and so when I come home, I smoke to chill out. And I said, so you smoke to chill out? And I said, but why can't you chill out by yourself? Like, why can't you get yourself to just chill? Why can't you get yourself to a place of relaxation? And he said, because, like, I don't know, I just like how it feels. I like how it feels. And I said, and you do this when? He's like, I do it when I get home. I said, so you do it every day? He said, yeah. I said, so it sounds like it's kind of doing you more than you doing it if you got to do it every day. And I said, and it sounds like if you need that to chill, then the problem is you. You shouldn't need something else to chill you out. You should be able to chill you out. You should be able to take a shower, turn on some music, light a candle, lay down, put on some music in the background, close your eyes, and chill. You should be able to do that. And I remember he was like, I don't know. He walked away. Like, he didn't want to hear that. And I said, okay, I just kind of gave him what I felt like I needed to tell him. And then within like a few later, a sibling of mine said, hey, our cousin, he's on day like 20 something of no weed. And I said, and I went back because I had a picture from the baby shower. I went back to the day we had that conversation, and it was only like a day or two apart of that. So it was like, it would have been like day 23, but now he was on day 2. It was only like a day apart. And I said, So see, he's the one who told me what he was going through. I didn't condemn him. I didn't say, you are addicted and the Lord said, let that thing go today. I didn't say, hey, the Lord is calling you out of that place. I didn't preach to him. I just asked him questions because I needed him to think that it don't sound like you are doing it. It sounds like it's doing you now. You needed to relax. Like, I needed him to see the mind shift that you're thinking you're coming to it to relax, but really it's coming to you to relax. Okay, like it's a spirit to this thing, boy. It's a flip to it. You think you coming to it, but it's really calling you out anyways. So I kind of needed him to see something different. So what I'm telling you is the people closest to you, you should never have to preach a word. You should never have to do a sermon. You should never have to do an exhortation. You should never, because the people closest to you, they know your lifestyle. So the moment you walk in the room, the lifestyle that you live, it changes the atmosphere. The atmosphere don't change you, you change the atmosphere. The moment you step into a place and the people closest to you know your light begins to encourage them. The ones who are dead in sin, they feel like something about your light is different. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say that's how I minister to the people that are close to me. Now to the people that are farther from me, like you guys, I have to share my faith. I have to share my testimony. I have to share my struggles. I got to say how I did purity for 7 years, and in the 7th year I fell off and I had to start over at day 1. And now I'm back in year 1 again. Like, I have to share that story. I have to share the transparency of what God can do, even when you make the mistake, even when you have a slip up, even when you fall off. You know what I mean? So the reality is I never want you guys to look at me like, oh, she's just some Christian girl. She got it all together. Like, she don't make mistakes. Like, the Lord just favors her. No, not at all. Yes, the Lord, but thank you, Lord, for favoring me. But no, he favors all of us. I make mistakes every day. I judge. I think bad. I hear curse words. I used to cuss like a sailor growing up, even when I was in my 20s. So still, I hear it in my head sometimes, still saying it. And I'm just glad it hasn't shot out. Sometimes it does. So I have to pull that back. Like, Lord, forgive me for that thing. Like, keep pulling those weeds out of me. The things lying dormant, keep releasing those from me. I'm human. And the reality is, though, we have a spirit that lives in us. So I just wanted to say that. Never look at me as something. I am not your pinnacle. I am not your idol, nothing like that. The only person we all are trying to aim for is Jesus Christ. And so I just want to throw that out there just for everybody someone who might be comparing themselves, find themselves comparing themselves to somebody online, somebody else. I even do it sometimes, and I have to stop and remember. I used to look at Priscilla Shire. She used to be preaching big. I watched her speak back in the day. I'd be like, how could I ever be there? Like, she has this Going Beyond Ministries. I used to say, Lord, how am I going to build like a Going Beyond Ministries? And he's like, you're not. You're going to build His Daughter's Closet Ministries. That's a different one. It's not going to look like Priscilla's. It's not going to look like Sarah's. It ain't going to look like nobody's. It's going to look like the one I told you to build. So I just want to encourage you with that. Like, if you're comparing yourself to anybody, remember, Jesus is our comparison. That's it. Just Jesus. No one else. It's Jesus. Let's challenge ourselves to be that, like that. Not like Morgan, because Morgan will fail you. Morgan messes up. Not like anyone. Okay. I'm going to go look. I'm going to see if there's any more questions. Thank you, guys. I see your sweet comments. Someone said, is the membership still open? Technically, it is. It should be closed by now. I just have not jumped online. I've been working on the globe all week. So if you want to join, go ahead and join, sis. hisdaughterscloset.com/membership. But I probably will have to close it sometime this week because the doors are supposed to close, I think, like on Wednesday or Thursday of this week. I just haven't technically done it yet. Okay, any other question? I just came in, but I wanted to know how and when you start living for God and began to share His word with such boldness. I got saved at 19 years old. I was a freshman in college, and the Christian organization on campus that I got saved through, I ended up becoming, a year and a half later, the president of that Christian organization on my campus. And that's when I started kind of sharing my story. I started sharing it on campus. And I'm going to tell some girl this. I need to tell the girl who ever going through some relationship issues right now. I feel it on my spirit. I was starting to do ministry in college. And there was a guy, I liked him. He liked me too. We liked each other. I liked him. And I'm doing ministry. So that's kind of where I started, okay? That's how I started to share my faith. Was in college. I think I was a sophomore. I was a junior. I was a junior in college when I started to share my faith. But I got saved as a freshman. So it took about 2.5, 3 years before I really got the confidence to do that. But it took me a while. So anyway, let me keep going. So this guy, we liked each other. And at this time now, I'm starting to be invited on my campus to speak at different church services and different setups. And if it was going to be Greek week in their Sunday night they're, starting their Greek week, their Sunday night, they would invite me to come speak. Like, I was already being put in position of ministry. Didn't even know I had a call to ministry, right? At this time, obviously, I was just like everybody else. When many people will know your call before you do. I was so oblivious. Like, I didn't even know I had a call to ministry. But I'm getting invited and going around ministering all the time. So this particular guy I really liked him. But I realized the life I was being called to, he couldn't do it. Now, I didn't know I was called to ministry, but I knew I was called to live a life for God. I knew that, period. Like, I knew I had surrendered my life. And so he was hosting parties, and his whole, Greek was getting drunk every night, every weekend. And I'm like his girlfriend. And I remember one day I felt like, this is going to hurt my girls I ministered to on campus. This is going to hurt my witnesses if they see me with this man, because his lifestyle isn't conducive to what I've been walking in. So I'm going to be on stage preaching about something, and they're going to be like, oh, she goes with so-and-so. And he be partying and everything. And she knows that. And he be doing this, and like he be all around this mix of this. And, I could feel like I'm about to hurt my witness. And I like the dude, but I remember I had to let him know. I said, you're going to hurt what God is building in me. And I remember he said, we're in the library. He's like, what you talking about? I was like, you're going to hurt. Or I think I said, you're going to, like, I want to say damage, but I said a certain word, like, you're going to hurt what God is building in me. And he was like, no, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not going to hurt nothing. Oh, I said, you're going to embarrass me. You're going to embarrass what God is doing through me. You're going to embarrass what God is building in me. And he was like, I ain't never going to embarrass you, like, whatever. And I'm like, no, I was like, it's not that. It's just your lifestyle is going to embarrass what God is doing for me. And honestly, that was the real last conversation me and that man ever had. Because I remember he didn't understand it. We kept going back and forth. But I just knew what I had to stand in. You know what I mean? Like, I knew, like, and I'm not going to lie, a year later, and so this blessed me. Because at that time, we and him were together. We were exclusive, so I thought. But within like 6 to 8 months later, maybe it was like a year later, he ended up finding out he had a daughter. And she was already born. She was a little girl. He had to go get a test and everything. But he found out he had a daughter. So when I was tracking it back, the baby was conceived or something when we were together. Do you see it? So see, God has protection, ladies. I'm trying to tell you. I didn't know old boy was acting a fool. I thought he was being faithful, but I knew he was embarrassing what God was going to build in me. So by the time that year later and all this stuff came out, that's what God was talking about. I thought he was just talking about his life, like, oh, he's at the parties, he's drinking, whatever. No, God seen what was to come. That would have embarrassed me if I would have been attached to that man. Okay? That would have been that's what God was speaking about. See, that man knew something. He knew he was out there wild. He knew he was into other stuff. But God seen something I didn't know. So I thought, well, he's just drinking too much. Like, I didn't have peace. Like, is he drinking still? Like, he says he's not drinking, but he's hosting these parties, and everybody at the party is drunk, and I know girls is acting wild. Like, I was struggling. And when I said those words, when we ended everything, I was hurt, but I knew, like, he was going to embarrass this thing. I thought he was going to embarrass it with his, like his lifestyle. But no, God was like, no, sis, he really going to embarrass you in a year later from now if you still stay with this man. Okay? So I just had to throw that in there, okay? Because that was a season, that was a test. Because somebody said, when did you start sharing your faith? And in that season, I was sharing my faith, and I was beginning to get pulled into new places. So I was like, okay, I'm sharing my faith in the Bible study. Put this back in, fell out. So I'm sharing my faith in the Bible studies, and then they're like, we want you to share your faith on Sunday. So I go to this thing, I'm sharing my faith on Sunday. Then I, we want you to share this thing at this Greek week thing in the evening. Okay, now I go here and share my faith again. Like, so God is starting to pull me out. But the enemy had something saying, I'm going to try to taint what you got on her, God. I'm going to try to taint. See, this man is her God. God, you not her God. This man is her God. Being loved by him, being held by him is her God. And God was like, that ain't her God. I'm her God. Bam. Right? So I don't know where that came from. I don't know who that's for. But if you know it was for you, you don't have to put it in the comments if you don't want to. But send me a check. No, I'm kidding. Don't send me a check. But I'm just saying, like, send it up to Jesus. Get your confirmation. Get your confirmation. Okay, let me see if there's another question. How do you have the boldness to speak before people? I do not, actually. I love that people assume this. I do not. I'm scared. Even before every video I'm about to record, I'm scared. But the more you do it, the better you get, I would say. The more confident you get. So the more you do it, the more confident you get. But also, too, I do it, like I have to remember, this is what I say before every video. Whew, Lord help me. Lord help me. Like literally. Lord help me. Lord help me. Because the reality, guys, I can speak all these words all day long, but our God can take all these words I'm speaking and dissect it in such a way that 107 people on this live right now could all go away with something. I can't do that, but God can. So when I say God help me, I'm asking him to do exactly and speak a message to each and every one of you, because I know I can. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to try to answer some more questions. Someone said, trust God, point blank, period. Thank you. That's good. How do you manage to stay so focused on God and on what you start without getting involved with other things? How do you manage to stay so focused on God and on what you start without getting involved in other things? I don't think I do, sis. Like, do I trust God? Yeah, but I get involved in other things for sure. I get involved in other things all the time. Let me just show you. Excuse my dirty vanity area. Just excuse the mess. But see all these things? These are all the things I've gotten involved in, right? And then there's all these other things I'm wanting to be involved in. And then there are so much more things at my office that I want to be involved in. So the reality of it is, I mean, obviously, keep my focus on God, because God is not subject to the things, all the things. He's not subject to that. God is just God. He's number one, period. So with the things or without the things, or with the idea, without the idea, God is still. So this is what I always say, like, with the money, without the money, with going to ministry school, without going to ministry school, with HDC or not, his daughter's closet or not, God is still God. He's still going to be God in my life, because that's how he created, that's how he founded our relationship. Before I knew about a ministry, before I knew anything else, that right there is all I have. Like, it's just God. You know what I mean? Like, before I knew about anything. So any ideas or anything that might pull you, you're going to be pulled sometimes. You're going to get tested. You're human. You're going to have struggles. Things are going to come against you. You're going to have desires. Yeah, of course. But God can still be God. Like, I share this in a lot of my videos. But I got saved in 2012. And I did a video on my channel in 2015 or 2016 about struggling with pornography. I was really struggling with that stuff. So I got saved in 2012. In 2015, I'm struggling with pornography. That's 4 years later. So I was still getting pulled to different things, but I was still trying to get it right with God. Like, I didn't know fully how to let this thing go. This thing was still around me. It was in my head. It was in my dreams. It was all in me, but I still had a desire for God. So even if I got pulled left and right, I still knew that I wanted God. Even when I fell short, I still knew I wanted God. And so that's why I want to tell you, there's going to be seasons in your life. I went through it. When my parents divorced, I thought I crumbled, y'all. I was hurt. When it got ugly and when stuff started coming out the woodworks, I was hurt. But what happened was I had to remember that it's God. So with the parents, without the parents, with the marriage, without the marriage, with the money, with the office, without the money, like whatever, it's just God. So you're going to get pulled to and fro sometimes. You're going to get tossed a little bit. You're going to find yourself with your back against the wall. You might find yourself dipping and dabbling in some things you ain't got no business dipping and dabbling in. But y'all, one thing I want to tell you is you got to know you got to know your God. You got to know your God. And you got to know, and you got to say, hey, Daddy, I know I didn't say, I knew, Lord, I said I was going to wait until marriage. I knew I said I was going to wait. And on this particular day, I threw out what I said. So forgive me, Jesus. Forgive me. I repent. I turn away from that thing again. And I'll start over with you. And I always say this. 2 years before I even started the 7-year process of purity, 2 years before God called me to it, I would start it for about a month. I'd fall off again. I started, and I maybe be 3-4 months in, I'd fall off again. And then for some reason, I made it on a 7-year journey. And then bam, fell off again. But it doesn't mean that I got to turn away from God, because he ain't turning away from me. It means that I failed. I made a mistake. I had an error in my ways. I had some heart issues. But my God is still my God. So I'm right back with you. I'm not running away. I'm not sitting in that sin. I'm not going to sit there and play with it all day. I'm going to get back to where my daddy is. Okay? So I just wanted to share that with you real quick. Okay? I don't know who I'm speaking to, but that was for somebody. All right. Oh, how did you overcome the fear of leaving your ex? I've left a lot of exes. That was just one of many, okay? Let me think. I've left a lot of exes because some of the men just weren't good for me. But how did I overcome the fear of them, of leaving them? One particular ex, I know in general, I don't think I got over the fear of leaving him, because I did have fear. But I remember one day something happened between us, and I remember we had been off and on for a while. And I went to this park, and I was crying in my car, and I'm like, why isn't this working? I'm crying in my car. And I think it was like my 23rd birthday. I'm crying in my car, just crying. And I say to the Lord, why isn't this working? Why hasn't this got together? Like, why is this happening? And the Lord said, how many times are you going to allow this man to hurt you? That's all the Lord said. How many more times are you going to allow this man to keep hurting you? And you know what? That's all I needed to hear. Because the Lord said, I have quit allowing him to hurt you. I've given you the awareness. I've told you what's happening. I've shown you true nature. But you are the one standing in the hurt now. You're allowing him to hurt you week after week, day after day, month after month. You are taking these hits when I'm trying to protect you from them. But you're standing in it. You're standing in this. And when the Lord gave me that, I was in my car crying over this boy. You know what I did? I said, so you're telling me that you already gave me the permission. You already gave me the door to get out of this. I'm standing in this, and it's up to me to decide if he quits hurting me. It's up to me. It's not up to God. I was like, it's almost like I believe it was in God's hands. Like, God, like, what do I have to do? What do we have to do? And the Lord's like, it's you, sis. Like, it's you. You the one who keep letting him hurt you. So that was for one particular ex. And I ain't gonna lie, after that day, I think I drove off in my car, and I didn't see that man for like a year. And then just so happened I ended up seeing him at a church. But like, that's all the Lord had to tell me. Monty J, you want to come inside? Are you mad about something? So that's how I got over one particular ex. Honestly, every ex is going to be really different. That's how I got over one particular ex, or let go of an ex. But I will encourage you to fast. How I got over another ex was the ex that I kind of fell into sin again with, lust again with. When I fell, I knew like that was it. I'm like, I know I was supposed to wait till marriage. Like, I said, Lord, I went to the altar one Sunday, the following Sunday, and I just was like, I give you this man. Like, I will like stay at that altar until I could literally I could see myself detaching. Like, if we're together, we're together. If we're not, we're not. Whatever the outcome is, I give you this man. It was so hard for me, but I gave that man to the Lord. And I want to tell you, the next day, the man called and broke up with me. I'm like, so when he broke up with me, you know what I did? I went on a 3-day fast. Because I already knew, since I fell into the bed with him, there's a soul tie now. And that now, it's going to be easier to go back to him. There's a connection, there's a love, there's something there. So it's going to be easier to go back. So instead of running back to him, I knew, Lord, I need to go on, I felt the Lord say, go on a 3-day fast. So I did the 3-day, so to speak, water fast, Esther fast. I went on 3 days of water fasting. And on those 3 days, I prayed about that soul tie. I prayed that God will cut that thing off. That what I've done and the things I did, that they will not harm me, that I will walk forward. I prayed for those 3 days. And you know what, guys? I think on the 3rd day, I got a call from him. I just didn't answer it because I was fasting. And then on the 4th day, I got I got called all day fifth, sixth, seventh day, just kept getting blowed up. Finally spoke to him, and he's sorry, and he was just kind of upset that particular day, and he just broke up with me. He just felt like, and I want to tell you, there was nothing. There was no desire to be with him anymore. Like, there was nothing there. And I remember I was like, where did my feelings go? Like hold on. Like, why am I so like feeling nothing? So I just took some time with the Lord. I prayed with the Lord. And the Lord said, this isn't what I have for you. And so it was through fasting and prayer that helped me walk away from that other one. So I want to encourage you, if you really don't know what to do, speak to the Lord. He will advise you. Fasting and prayer, but I will encourage you, give that man to the Lord. That man could easily just be somebody that's in your life, that that's supposed to be in your life. But just y'all going through things right now. You never know. But if you give that man to the Lord, then it's better in God's hand than in yours. Okay? Whew, y'all, I'm trying. I want to sit down, but y'all, Monty ain't gonna let me. And yeah, somebody said your dog is spoiled. He is. He's really all I got up here in Tulsa, besides some friends. So yeah, he's very spoiled. Okay. Someone said, do you have elder women or men who help you in your walk at your church? Technically, yeah, I do. More, but they're not. There's an elder woman that does, is like my mentor, but she's not at my particular church. She is a minister at her own church. So, so there's another woman that does that for me as well. Hi. You want me to bring you joy? Okay. Someone asked a question about singles. I'm trying to find it. You go to hisdaughterscloset.com/membership to sign up for my membership. Or just go to hisdaughterscloset.com and you can see membership in the top tab. That's how you join the membership. What software and website do you use for your ministry? That is all inside my membership. Everything about it, like it's even the basics, like what I use, the graphics I use, the tools I use to edit, even editing and thumbnails and everything you will ever need is all inside my membership. You can check that out at hisdaughterscloset.com/membership. And I answer all these questions, to be honest. Every question you have about like YouTube, ministry, all that is right in there. Okay, I'm kind of looking for some questions. I see some questions. How do you not feel embarrassment when sharing your testimony? This is a good question. I was just telling a lady in my membership last night, we were on our monthly Zoom call, and how I don't feel embarrassment to share, like even how I said I failed 7 years, after 7 years and I had to start over at day one. Now I'm a little over, I think, a year. I'm almost about my year back into it, but the way I was able to share was because I already shared it with the Lord. There is no condemnation in God. So it's like sharing it with the ministry. Now, was I nervous? Of course. I was nervous because I was like, I have a whole ministry on purity, and now I'm going to tell them how they know I've been on year 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. I was supposed to be going into year 8, and I failed. And so then I had to start over at year 1. So technically, I'm in year 1 of purity, but in fullness, I've done now almost 8 years of purity with the mess up. So I was just like, well, I got to be honest about this. But you can't be afraid if you've already shared it with God. Like if God knows, if you've been like vulnerable before God about all that, then there is no condemnation. There is no fear. Like only thing is might be nervousness. Like, oh, I don't want to tell that particular part of my story. You know, like to be honest with you, there were some things I did not want to tell about my story. But it wasn't based off of like, ew, I don't want people to know. It was really like, I want to talk about that, you know? So, but the reality is, this is what I will tell you if you're ever someone in ministry. The places you're not willing to go, you limit your audience. So if I'm not willing to go with you into my trauma, I limit y'all not going to y'all's trauma. If I'm not willing to take you into my hurt and my past and my old relationships and what I had to learn, I can't take y'all there. Do you know what I mean? So the places that you're not willing to go, you can't take your audience. And so I realized that if I want all the women in my ministry healed, set free, no longer in a reprobate mind, like getting over the ex, getting past her own sexual desires. If I want that, I gotta take y'all there. I gotta be real about my struggles and all that. So that's how I say, that's why I'm so able to share, because I know if I open up and share, I'm able to take my audience to a place that they really can go, like that I know they can get to. But if I'm cut off, if I feel like, oh, don't share that thing, oh, don't tell nobody you messed up after 7 years, just don't say nothing. But what about the girl that has messed up after her first year and feels like she shouldn't start over? If I can start over after 7 years, oh sis, you can start over after your first year. Okay, it's okay. Start back over. You know, look, somebody is ready to. He's ready to go outside and play. But you're gonna go out in like 10 minutes, bub. Hold on. Okay, let me keep going. Okay. Ooh. Someone said, "Have you?" No, sir. Someone said, "Have you ever been in depression? And how did you get out of it?" Yes, I have. And I got out of it. I have a free ebook at my website at His Daughter's Closet. It's called Overcoming Depression. It is free. It's my story about depression. And I will be honest with you. Someone said they can't hear me. Can everybody hear me? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. But with going through depression, I think the biggest thing is it's your root. You got to get to the root. Sometimes you got to ask yourself, what am I depressed about? Do I feel lost in life? Do I feel confused? Do I feel scared? Do I feel like purposeless? Do I feel like there's no purpose to my life? You got to get to the root of why you're depressed. And most times it's because you feel like you don't have a purpose. Okay? Thank you guys so much. So yeah, sis, I think it was just your phone. Saved by His grace. So I think that's the thing, is that's where depression, you got to like, and also you got to realize depression means, like, for me, it means deep rest. It's like your mind needs to have a deep rest. Y'all, Monty's ready to rile up. Your mind needs a deep rest. Like, you need to put some words of God in your mind as well. Like, listen to things that uplift you. I listen to music, like, people are like, oh, Morgan, you only listen to Christian music? Heck no. I listen to all kinds of music. Obviously, music that's good for my soul, though. I'm not in here listening to no crazy stuff. But I'm listening to stuff that make me happy. Like Stevie Wonder, Isn't She Lovely? Like, I'm listening to I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. I'm listening to Unwritten by somebody, that one girl, I can't think of her name. I'm listening to I Want to See You Be Brave by Sarah Battistella or something. Like, I'm listening to songs that uplift me. I'm listening to I'm closer to my dream. Like, I'm listening to stuff that empowers me. So I want to encourage you, like, listen to things that empower you. If it's music, if it's the word of God, if it's a certain speaker, listen to stuff that empowers you and just be encouraged like that. But also, sis, get to the root. Like, I know the root of why I was depressed. Go get that free ebook, hisdaughterscloset.com. Go check out my free resource page. I got a free ebook on there called Overcoming Depression. And I have a free book on there called Coming Out of the Pit. That will bless you too. But it's about my journey. And the reality of it is there was a root issue, okay? And so I want you to read that ebook. I want you to download it. It's free. And let that minister to you in my personal story. There's a lot I can keep going on about depression, but I have a lot of videos on that, as well as I have that free ebook. So get those two, and I know that will bless you if you are struggling with that. As well as always feel free to, on my website, hisdaughterscloset.com, there's a contact thing and there's a chat box. Comment in the chat with us, and like, get your help. And sometimes it's me or one of my assistants, but we get back to you. We try our best. Okay, let me say it. We try our best, and especially something about depression, that's a highly flagged one, and so we'll get back to you even quicker. Depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, any of that, we'll get back to you faster. This boy is so active right now. But honestly, y'all, I've been going like almost all day. So he was put away for a little bit. He was put away. I missed you today. No, be nice. Okay, Nick missed me. How do you get over feeling let down or disappointed by God? That's real, sis. I have felt very disappointed by the Lord. How do you get past that, Lord? Help me. How did I get past when you needed me in school? How did I get past when I didn't marry that man that I thought I was going to marry? How did I get past that? I feel like because I didn't have nowhere else to go. Like, there was no way. But now I can be disappointed in God. I have been disappointed in God many times, but He's always overcome that later, you know. But just because you're disappointed or let down, don't mean you got to walk away from God. There were seasons when I believed God was going to bless me with a new car because my old car was really messed up at the time. I just knew that in 2018 we were going to hit 100,000 subscribers. Like, I was working so hard. I just knew, like, this was my year. didn't hit those goals. God really, really let me down in some areas in my personal life too. I just knew by like 27 I was going to be married with children. Didn't happen, obviously, but even though I was let down by God, I knew there was no better place to be but in God, in God's will. Like, there's no better place to be but inside of His will. Does that make sense? And so I just want to share that with you, because you can tell God that. I had told God that. You let me down. Like, I remember I was trying to get this particular car, and I needed like $5,000. I wanted to buy a car outright. I needed like $5,000 extra dollars. And I worked for like weeks. I worked this job. I was selling courses, and I got so close, and somebody sold the car. And I remember being so let down. Like, I prayed about this. Like, I believed for this. Like, I fasted. Like, I did everything for this, and I needed a new car. Like, my car was putting at the red light. Like, it was dying out on me. And I remember, like, I need this car. And I want to tell you, like, God let me down in that time. But then, like, 3 months later, the car that I was looking at, which was like a 2015 or 14, like 3 or 4 months later, I was able to get a 2019 nicer vehicle, better on gas. I mean, looks barely any miles, brand spanking new almost. Like, I got just such a great deal, low interest rate. Like, God just blessed me so much more. So sometimes your let down is actually just that's not the one for you. Like, that's just not it for you right now. You know, I got something better. So even the guy that I thought I was going to marry and all that, and when that didn't happen, I was let down. I was heartbroken for years, y'all, for years. But I still stayed in the Lord. I kept building. I kept building, and I kept building my faith. I kept believing in God. And in reality, God quickly started to show me there was better men out here than that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, okay. So just wanted you to know that, like, God, we feel like God lets us down, and in that moment, sometimes He has to break our hearts to save us. You know, like, He had to break my heart with the dude that kept hurting me to save me, so I didn't end up in a really bad place. You know, and wouldn't be the woman I am today. Now, this at 29 years old, I never thought. At 29, if you would have asked me in my 20s, I would have been a wife, a mother, and I probably would be a physical therapist. That was my goal back then. Now I'm 29. I don't even have a child except a little dog. And I run my own business. I have my own office. I'm a speaker. I'm an author. Like stuff I didn't need. Like God's plan. So He let me down with that thing. He let that dream go because there was such a bigger dream before me. And so I just want to encourage you guys with that. All right, guys, we're getting up on our last few minutes. I'm going to answer some more questions. But I want to tell you real quick, the Glow Up series starts next Wednesday. I am going live here on my YouTube channel. I'm giving you a Glow Up guide that is free, okay? We're going to have some giveaways this summer. We're going to have a live monthly Bible study. So much stuff going on with the Glow Up series. And so I want to encourage you with that. Okay, let's keep going. How did you mentally prepare moving to a new city where you didn't know anyone? In my case, a different country. I don't know, God is leading me, but I'm still a little nervous. How did I mentally prepare? I think I had to physically prepare. Like, I had to get my money together. I had to know where I was going to live. I had to know kind of the job setup. I was doing like online interviews at the time. Now, when I first moved here, I didn't have a job. I did many interviews trying to get one. I just never sealed one. But I had a purpose. The whole reason I moved to the city was to go back to school and finish my bachelor's degree. So I got everything set up to go back to school. I found my apartment. I got everything together. So now all it was is, now you got to do this. You know, like, now you got to get in the vehicle and drive there and move into that place. So when I prepared, I think it took me about 1.5 years fully to prepare. But when I prepared for that, it didn't mean the struggle wasn't easy or going to be easier. It didn't mean I didn't cry some nights. Like, I did miss my family. But I will say that I never will regret taking that leap of faith. I remember the first night I stayed the night here in my apartment. I had nothing. I had just a bed in there, and it was empty in here. The next morning I woke up, I walked out here, and I was like, you really did that. Like, you really moved here. And I'm looking at this empty apartment, and as in this living room, I'm standing here, and the Lord said, this is the place your ministry will take off. And I'm standing in here in my ministry, maybe I don't even think the ministry was maybe at like 50,000, and I had just started, maybe not even 50, maybe like maybe like 30,000, and I just started monetizing it. So I wasn't making money from YouTube really at the time. I had a 9 to 5. I was working as like a social worker. And so that's kind of what I had been doing. That's what got me the money to move to this particular city and got me approved for this apartment, and all that. But when I stood in this apartment, I stood and looking out these windows. Like literally, obviously there was no TV here. There was nothing here. It was all empty. I was just standing in this middle right here, looking out these windows. And the Lord said, this is the place your ministry is going to take off. And I didn't say for the first year, I didn't really see that. I didn't see that for the first whole year. But I had to believe that word that the Lord, because the Lord's word is like a two-edged sword. Wherever He sends it out to do, it's going to accomplish what He sent it for to do. So I had to just believe His word. So when I would be struggling, when I had no money, when I would be eating on ramen noodles in here and trying to struggle to pay my rent, I would just remember like the Lord said, this is the place that my ministry is going to take off. You know, and I'm trying to tell y'all about year 2. The Lord came through, and I realized why I had to wait, and I realized why I had to cry, hey, and I realized why I had to pray. Okay, like the Lord came through. Okay, let me keep going though. I get excited when I talk about the goodness of the Lord. Okay, the Legend 27 said, is it appropriate to ask how young you are? You look so young to have gone through so many trials and tribulations. Thank you. But no, I'm 29 years old. I am 29. I just turned 29 the other day. And I will say, I think, honestly, when I was like young, like 23, I felt like I looked older. I feel like the reality is like when you just walk in the Lord, and I think purpose, like I be tired some days, but my purpose fuels me. Like I have a joy of the Lord, man. Like I get up, like I got up today, I had made, like, listen to this. Like I got an estimate to do this new intro shoot for almost $1,000, right? I'm like, we have a business grant that we give a business grant out every summer that's in $1,000. And I was like, Lord, why would I take this $1,000 to shoot a 30-second introduction video when we could just put the 1,000 in the business grant and give the girl 2,000, or get 2 new instead of 1 recipient? Get 2 recipients this summer. Why would I take $1,000 for a 30-second introduction video? And it's not a lot of money, but it can be a lot of money to a girl just starting off. Trust me, I was her. I needed that 1,000, okay? So anyways, I was kind of having that battle, so I said, I'm just not going to do it. And today we did the whole introduction video for $200. When the Lord is in it, sis, He bring resources. If He know your heart, He will find people. He will bring people out of the blue. Sis came to the office today, did my makeup and hair. She traveled to me. Another sis came, waited on me, shot the content, shot everything. I'm gonna edit it, put it together. Skillshare gonna help me out with some stuff on editing that mug, and that's it. Like the Lord did that thing. Like the Lord did it. So I just say all that. I don't know how I got on all of that by answering that particular question, but I am 29 years young. Crazy. When reading the word, how can I not read thinking in the... Sorry, y'all, Monty's coming up here. How can I not read thinking in the way of getting it off my checklist? But actually understanding that this is an opportunity for God to get to know Him. Also, maybe you have to switch up your reading style. You might be doing it like college, like I used to do it like study, like, oh, it's Bible study time, like, okay, like, got the coffee, got this, it's Bible study time. I need to get my 1 chapter in, my 1 verse, because I don't do it like that at all no more. Just because I kind of noticed that I used to kind of do it like, God doesn't want your devotional time, sis. He wants your heart. Like, that's a quote I have on my Instagram that low-key went low-key viral for my Instagram, because that's the real. God does not want your devotional time. He wants your heart. He had to tell me that years ago, because I was every morning was on it with devotion, and the Lord was like, devotion looks good, but I don't have your heart. Like, you're not going deep with me. You come to devotion with your word, but you ain't telling, you haven't even expressed to me how you feeling right now about your dad's situation. Oh, you coming with the coffee and you look cute, but you're not telling me right now about how you're still getting triggered in the night by some things that happened to you in your childhood. So your devotion looks good, but your heart is far from me. Like, I'm not your best friend yet. So that's the key, is I want you to get to God like a best friend. So sometimes my devotion, I would start reading. I'm like, oh, I'm reading Corinthians right now. I'm just really reading. And then I get pulled into prayer. And I'm just like, man, Daddy, like, I doubted I'm doubting myself right now. Like, I'm doubting if I can really make this particular thing happen. And then he's real quick to say, but I'm going to make it happen. You're right, but I'm struggling to trust you. Just trust me. But what about how, when this thing go, when I get back to school and da-da-da, just trust me. Okay, Daddy, like, I need help right now. I don't have the help I need. I'm going to send you help. I'm trying to tell you. So for me, devotion time is not a checklist thing. It used to be. Now it's just sometimes, like today I didn't do devotion. I had to get up early. I had to run out. And so if I don't do devotion in the morning, I do it in the night. So tonight when I'm getting like after I put Monty to bed, I'm going to go lay in my bed. I got my journal and my book. And I sit there and I spend some true time with God. Now there are days in my office, but I had people there a lot today helping me with stuff, so I didn't get to do it. But there's many days in my office I will be really working and I heard the Lord say, take a break. And I stop, I take a break. I might shut my office door and I just lay down like on the couch or something and I just talk to the Lord. And I say, hey Daddy, I'm kind of tired. Sometimes he'll say, go home. And I'm like, can I afford to go home right now? It's like, go home. You know, sometimes I'm like, sometimes he starts to give me new ideas and projects, you know? So I just want to encourage you, like, it's not a checklist thing. Sometimes I'm sitting in my office and I'm like, the Lord puts a word on my spirit. And I'm like, I gotta study. I gotta find that word, right? Like, I gotta find that in the scriptures. I need to go through every scripture that holds this particular word. And I'll be in a rabbit hole for like the next 2 hours. So I flow with the Holy Spirit. Not saying I neglect my Bible study. Not saying that. Not saying I neglect my prayer. I feel it when I don't do that. But what I do is I flow. Like out here on my balcony, if we wasn't on live right now, I might just be sitting out there talking to the Lord for a few minutes. And I'm in seminary right now, and I heard this particular quote, and I said, wow, Lord, that's me. Because it says, you know, we see the scripture says pray without ceasing. But there was this quote, it says, I rarely go over 10 minutes of praying, but I rarely go 10 minutes without praying. So I usually, in my prayer time, like if it's in the morning, I might go about 10 minutes in prayer of talking about the 3 or 5 things I have written down that I need to pray about. But after that, I'm not praying for an hour long, you know, unless the Lord has truly led me to that. That's different. But most days, I'm not praying for an hour long. I'm putting up the groceries, and I'm talking to the Lord. It's a conversation. I'm walking Monty in the evening, and I'm talking to the Lord about what I'm feeling inside. If I'm anxious, if there's some things that's bringing anxiety in my life, I'm just talking to Him. So I want to encourage you that devotion isn't a checklist. It's like talking to your best friend. And if you listen long enough, He talks back to you. He does. Holy Spirit, give me a word that you have for them. I feel like there's a word that the Lord gave me. Oh, it's about to drop on me. Not next Monday, but the Monday after. That's the word. I'll show it to you, though, since we're on live. I have to hide some stuff. Okay. Alright, I gotta hide some stuff. Okay. It says, the time has come. The Lord, okay. So, the Lord gave me this word, I think at the beginning of the year. And so I'm saying all this, I'm trying to tie this together because the Lord is going to give you words, right? And sometimes when you get that word, you don't know what it's pertaining to. You don't really know what it's about. But I wrote it on that board at the beginning of the year. I never took it off, never rewrote it. It's still the same. And so when things have been challenged in my life, I'd be like, the time has come. Okay, the time has come. Whatever that is, the time has come. And I trust you, Lord. Whatever that looks like. And then it so happened, the book I wrote over a year ago, the time has come for this year for it to be published. The office revamp that I thought of last year, that I was thinking, like, could we do it? We can't afford it. Because I could have did it in the beginning before I even hired anybody, but I didn't think I could do it. The time has come. We did it this year. The website revamp, that was going to take me hours. We did it this year. Like there's so much bringing merch into the ministry now. We're doing it this year. Bringing future prayer journals. It's this year. The time has come. The time has come. So I want to just encourage you, when the Lord gives you a word, you're not always going to understand it. You're not always going to fully comprehend the depth of that word. But what you do is, the more you begin to live out your life, you're going to see that that word comes to life. The Lord said, I see you help. Last year I needed a lot of help. The time has come. This year I had help. I had help in my office. right? The Lord said, build a team. Build your teams. He gave me these teams to build. So as I started to build these teams, time has come now. These teams got to go to work. Okay? So I just want to share that with you. Like, when the Lord gives you a word, there's really not a lot you have to do. That word is just going to start showing up in your life. You're like, oh, that's that word. The word he gave me standing here in my living room floor, your ministry will take off here. This is the place your ministry is going to go to another level. I didn't have to do anything, but I kept doing things in faith and trusting him. And that word came to life. So I just want to encourage you with that. Like, just trust the word of the Lord. He's got you. We're on our last, sorry y'all, look at my dirty apartment. We're on our last few minutes. I'm going to answer any last few questions I can, y'all. Oh, Elsie, I will say mourning is something that we all have to go through. After losing a parent, losing a loved one, mourning is real. Our country right now in America is going through some mourning with this brutal act on some children. So mourning is real. Go through your mourning, but don't stay there. And also look at the things. This is how it helps me with the death of my grandfather. Look at the things that they ran out of time on. So my grandfather he did ministry, but he did it in his own way, like kind of like me. I got it from him, kind of how he he preached in the pulpit sometimes, but it was mostly communities, the nursing homes, little speaking things. Like, it was always community based. It was outside of the church most of the time. And but towards the end of his life, his body wore out on him. So he still wanted to do the ministry stuff, but his body couldn't handle it no more. He couldn't walk anymore. And so I want to share that with you is when we're mourning the loss of our loved ones, let's look at the life that they lived, what they did well, what they took with them, like the good things that they did, what they left behind for you. But also let this be your key that it's time to run your race. That there's going to come a time we all have to go. Somebody asked me on live Wednesday on Instagram, they said, how do you get past the fear of like not being successful? And like, or how do you get past the fear of not like overcompensating or something like that? And I told them I haven't. I said, because the reality is, y'all, we're all going to die one day. And I pray we all go to heaven. But before that, we got everything here we got to leave behind. So I want to leave every book, every YouTube video, every message, every journal, everything God puts in me. I want to leave it here because I want a girl one day who is 18 years old, when I am in heaven rejoicing with Jesus. I want her to come across a book. I want her to come across a message. Just like I come across Billy Graham's and Catherine Kuhlman's, like Oral Roberts, just how I come across their message. I want somebody to come across Morgan Tracy J's message that's going to change their life, okay? So what I want to tell you is that I have such an awareness of death, which is not that good sometimes, it's kind of morbid, but I have such awareness. So with the situation, when you lose someone, that's just you. That's just acknowledging that that's going to be me one day. That's going to be me. So let me get it out right now. Let me lift high. Let me praise. Let me rejoice. Let me be on another level with the Lord, because one day I'm going to be called too. One day I'm going to have to leave, and everything is going to have to be left here. So before that day comes, let me get everything out of me. Let me get empty. Let me get let me wake up with the joy. Like even when I hit 29 years old, like a few weeks ago, I was thanking the Lord for 29 years. Like, you let me make it to year 29. Lord, even if you let me make it to year 100, I'm rejoicing you every year. I'm rejoicing for every day that I get to live out the dream you put inside of me. Every day I'm working towards the dream. I have not made it to the dream, but I'm progressively working towards the dream. And really the dream is the process. In the process, I am living the dream. In the late nights, I'm living the dream. In the early mornings, I'm living the dream. So right now, as I'm in the dream, Lord, get everything out of me. Because when this dream ends, I want to make sure you say, good job, my good and faithful servant. And so what I say today is like, mourn that loss, but also let it be the fuel to tell you that let me get things done. Let her time has come and gone. Their time has come and gone. Now it's my time to live the life the Lord has called me to do. And I can look at their lives. Like, I had an aunt that passed away a few years ago, and she had, before she passed away, for years, she had all these like bridal dresses, vintage dresses, all these bridal dresses. And what happened was, with all those bridal dresses, she always wanted to open up a bridal boutique. but she ended up getting cancer and she died. And our family said this to us, our young ones. They said, this dream she had, it never got realized because her time ran out. She got cancer. She died. Like her time ran out. And so the thing about it is there's some dreams in you that you want to make sure that it gets realized before your time runs out. And so I just say that one day all our time will run out. If you're scared of that, don't be afraid of it. Fear is like, or death is like, we try to stay away from it. But the reality is I don't run from death. I look at it and I say, okay, Lord, whenever you call me home, you call me home. But right now, I'm working. Right now I'm producing. Right now I'm birthing. Right now I'm creating. Right now I am going to toil my ground and get it ready for harvest season. Because when I'm in heaven, I want people to still be eating off of this ground. The seeds that God has put in me that I began to drop into the soil, I want 130, 56 years from now, people to still be eating off of the seeds God has dropped in me. So what I'm telling you is don't let time waste you. Don't let the death put you in depression. Don't let the pain make you lay down in bed all day in slumber. Sis, your days are numbered. Bros, your days are numbered. Don't waste another day. Don't waste another hour. Our days are numbered. If you don't have joy, then what you need to do is you need to start walking around until you find joy. Why do you think I got plants in my house? These bring me joy. I don't know how, but I love to see beautiful. I got pictures of my family on my walls over here. I have all these clothes, bring me joy. But bring me joy, like stuff like that. Pictures of family up there brings me joy. Like this stuff brings me joy. So I'm just trying to come to you right now to tell, like, this is for somebody. All this stuff up here, creating. First sermon I ever made about my ministry, my grandfather. Like all this stuff impacting the youth, the girls we've helped, having events one day. Getting healthy. The first place I ever started recording my YouTube videos in my college dorm room. Like launch of the ministry. This stuff brings me joy. I stay around joy because the reality is my days are numbered. I know that. So if I'm here today and the sun is shining, I got breath in my lungs. Even if the sun ain't shining and I got breath in my lungs and my body is functioning, I can get out of bed. I can make the cup of coffee. I can start to write in the journal. You better believe I'm about to go hard because my days are numbered every day. I'm losing time. My days are numbered. So I just want to share that with you. Like, I'm so passionate about this because when I got the reality that, sis, your days is numbered. And people always say you got all the time in the world until you run out of it. And so it's like, I just want to be the best. I want to create the best. I want to leave everything behind. So I said a lot right there, but I'm so passionate about that. The Lord put that on me when I was like 22 or 23, and He gave me the awareness. Like the Lord went to my dorm room, He just gave me the awareness that, hey sis, you're not gonna be here forever. So I need you to quit being lazy. Like literally, the Lord was like, you're not gonna be here forever, Morgan. Like you gotta quit being lazy. Like you gotta get up and go to class. Like you gotta get up and do some stuff. Like you gotta do these things. And that helped me to create what I've created thus far today. Because before that, I didn't have an awareness. Like the death was just something like you seen, like when someone died, you'd be like, oh my gosh, but then it went away. But now it's like, I don't think about death all the time or nothing like that, but it's just my awareness, like, okay, you still have that idea in you, don't you? I do. Well, you better get it out of you, because you want to make sure that you leave it here. Oh, you got a word from the Lord today. Oh yeah, let's develop that. Let's produce a YouTube video. And I always say this, I try to create my videos like if this was the last message I was to ever speak to y'all. So when I did out this prayer, I'm like, what if you pressed it, you on your way home and something pop off and you don't make it home one day? The last message you ever speak to them, girl, you better make sure, you better act like this you better come with fire, you better come with the word so powerful that not only it's gonna change you on the drive, it's gonna change everybody. Like you better come like this is the last message you will ever preach. You better come like if there was nothing else, like because in the Bible we see where Paul does it. We see where Paul is writing his last letter right before his death. And he's telling, I think he's telling Timothy, and he's like, Timothy, this is what I urge you to do. Timothy, please get this together. Timothy, please, like, I'm about to go to glory, so I need you to get this together. If anything you take from me, Timothy, take this, right? These are the last letters of Paul. He knows his time is getting close. He knows that he knows he's about to be killed soon, martyred. So Paul knows he's about to die soon. So he's writing this letter with such a zeal, because he's like, if you don't take nothing from me, take this. So that's why I create my content. Like, if you don't take nothing from me, like in my messages, I go so hard, because it's like, if you don't get nothing else, sis, get this. Like, be fearless. Go for the dream. Get it out of you. Don't let nothing stop you, because one day your time will be up. And when your time is up, you're not going to be on your bed like, you know what, that one dream I should have did. You don't want to say that. You want to be like, man, I'm empty. Man, my time is up, y'all. I'll see you later. Like, that's how you want to be. You want to be like, I got it out of me. Okay, like, I'm done. Jesus, let's go. I'm tired. Lord, I want to hear that good and faithful servant. You know what I mean? So, like, that's how we want to, like, move forward. So, y'all, I was on here a little longer than I expected. I went a little left and right. But I hope this blessed you and inspired you and all that stuff. I just hope it encouraged you. I plan on here to go live to encourage you about the Glow Up series and the new stuff that's coming. Also, too, my new book, Ministry for Her. It's about how I started my ministry and, like, the business portion as well, and kind of how the mindset you have to have, the discipline you have to take, and, like, I give you guides and planners. It's an interactive playbook. It's a full playbook on how to build your ministry and how to thrive. So if you're interested in my new book, you can get that at my website, hisdaughter'scloset.com, as well as you can use the code, all caps, pre-order 10 for $10 off that particular book. The pre-order price with the coupon code will be super cheap for you. However, if you're internationally, that's going to be super expensive for you. So I would encourage you to wait for the PDF version that drops on our official launch date in June. Okay, so that's just all I have to say for all that. Your girl is kind of out of breath. I want to just, before I go, let me see real quick. Before I go, I just want to, well, maybe not do that. I got a dress on, so let me be a lady real quick. Hold on a second. People driving crazy out here. Okay, but before I go, y'all, I want to just go ahead and just encourage somebody who might be going through some stuff. Hopefully all night has encouraged you, but before you go, I'm going to pray for you, but the way I pray for you guys is a little different. I speak to you, okay? So when I pray for my ministry, I be praying like, Lord, da-da-da-da, but I really be speaking, because my gift is speaking. So some girls who have a gift in singing, their time of prayer might be singing, you know? Some people who have a gift of dancing, and their gift at their time of prayer, they might be dancing. Some people who have a gift of artistry and drawing, in their time of prayer, they might be drawing, right? You use your gift and you give it back to the Lord, so however way you get it. Mine is speaking. I'm going to give my gift back to the Lord. So I want to tell the person right now who might be just struggling in their mind, who might be doubting the voice and the will of God, who might just not have a trust right now, who might feel let down, who might be just saying, Lord, I ain't seen you in my life. Like, I hear how Morgan talks about you. I hear how these people talk, but I have not seen you move in my life. If this is somebody who is going through that right now, tonight in their life, this morning, whatever time zone they're in right now, I just want to pray for you, and I just want to encourage you right now that the Lord sees you. He's not a God that is just in the sky. He's not a God that doesn't care about you. I want to tell you right now that many of your doubts and fears that are connected to God had nothing to do with God. It all has to do with your beliefs and what you've been taught along the way. It's what you've heard, some things you've listened to that told you God wasn't who he said he was, some things that you've encountered, some people who was in your ear telling you that God isn't who God is, but you have stayed true. You have tried to stand firm, but you might be a little shaky right now. And I want to go ahead and tell you to stand firm, daughter. And the only way that you're going to get to the place that God is telling you he's trying to get you to is if you stand firm and you don't go anywhere else. You don't look right or left. You don't get distracted by the next person or the next thing that pops up, but you fulfill the call of God. If God told you to do the idea, stick with the idea. The moment somebody offers you something new or something more shiny or some new product pops up, I want you to stick with the thing the Lord has told you to do, because he will honor those who are faithful. He who is faithful with little will be faithful with much. When you stay faithful to the little God gives you, he gives you so much more. So right now, I just want to encourage the person who's doubting, the person who says God can't be for me, the person who says I'm confused, the person who says I feel so depressed and anxious, I'm lost in life. I say, I want to encourage you to allow God to get to the root of your issues, allow God to get to the root of your pain, allow God to get to the root. Say, Lord, what is my root to this depression? Am I lost? Am I lonely? Do I feel purposeless? Do I feel like I have no direction in life? Lord, what is the root? And now when he shows you the root, begin to deal with the root. Begin to allow him to work on the root of your heart, because that is how you come out of your pit. You come out of your depression. You come out of your anxiety. Also, I want to pray for the person who just feels lost, like who feels like as soon as they try to catch their breath, something else happens. The one who feels like she just been tossed to and fro type of vibes. I want to encourage you that the warfare that you're going through, you have to realize that when, think about these big old trucks sometimes. The more cargo you're carrying, the slower you have to go, okay? The more cargo you're carrying, now these little small cars, they can, little motorcycles, they can go fast. But the more cargo you're carrying, the slower you have to go. I want to tell somebody today, you're looking at other people saying, why am I not going as fast as them? Why am I not moving forward like she moved forward? Why am I not financially at the place? See, everybody that's my age already married and got a husband and got this. I've said those same things. But the Lord is saying, when you got more cargo, when you're carrying something bigger, when you're carrying something heavy, when you got a purpose behind you, when you got something to birth that is generational, when you got an idea that's going to transform your life and your family's life, when you got something big, you got to go slow, because you can't damage nothing. See, the little cars, if they get hit, they just going to damage the car. But since you're carrying some cargo, if you get hit, if you get derailed, it's going to damage everything in that bad boy. So you got to go slow and you got to go steady. So for the person carrying some cargo right now, for the person carrying a purpose right now, for the person carrying some anointing right now, for the person who's carrying a ministry right now, for the person who's carrying a business right now, for the person who's carrying a family right now, for the person who's carrying a generation right now, for the person who's carrying something big, trust me, you got to be carrying something big if you're going slow. There's a reason you got to go slow. I watched this YouTuber one year, after 2 years on YouTube, me being on YouTube, she got on there in 1 year, did some certain content and went to 1 million subscribers. And I was upset. I said, Lord, why can't I get to 1 million? She was only here for 1 year. I'm on year 3. And the Lord said, because you're carrying something different. I'm not trying to get you fame. I'm trying to get you purpose. I'm not trying to get you numbers. I'm trying to get you impact. I'm not trying to get you money. I'm trying to get you wealth. I'm not trying to get you something that's just going to be here for the day and fizzle out. I'm trying to get you longevity. So when you're carrying purpose, it takes a while. When you're carrying cargo, you got to go slow. The Lord takes you slow on the journey, because since you're slow, sis, since you're going slow, you get to enjoy the scenery a little bit. You get to begin to see the goodness of the Lord around you. You get to see the blessings all around you because you're going slow. But when you're going fast, you missed out on so much. So I want to encourage somebody today, don't go fast. I haven't went fast at all in this ministry. I started my ministry in 2015. It's 2022. It took a while, but the reason it went slow because you was carrying some cargo, sis. The reason you're going slow is you're carrying some cargo. The reason you're going slow, you're carrying some stuff. Quit questioning, why is it going so slow? It didn't go like so-and-so. She is blooming, she is blossoming, she is this, they're doing this, their business took off. The reason it's going slow, there's some cargo you're carrying. And God don't want you to get derailed, because if something derails you, it derails everything you're carrying. So he's just preparing you and he's taking you slow. So I want to leave you with that message tonight. I hope this blessed you guys. That was the word of the Lord right there, because Morgan didn't play in that. But that was the word of the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. That was to everybody who's struggling, everybody who's wondering and questioning and doubting and getting through back, like, why ain't it worked out yet? Sis, you're carrying some stuff. That cargo. The more you're carrying, the slower you gotta go. Okay? Some of you wondering why your back is hurting, you're carrying a lot. Some of you wondering why your legs kind of hurt, you're carrying a lot. Some of you wondering why your life, your finances is hurting, you're carrying a lot. Whew. Some of you wondering why your mind is hurting, you're carrying a lot. Somebody wondering why your spirit hurting, you carrying a lot. So when you carry a lot, it comes with, you got to be patient with yourself. If you're carrying a lot right now, you mourning something, you got to be patient with yourself. You got to go through the mourning. You carrying a lot from that heartbreak, be patient with yourself. You got to go through that thing. You got to go slow. You got to heal. You got to get alone with the Lord for a little bit. You got to go through it, okay? Come on now. Come on now. Thank you, Jesus. All right, you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this. We went a little bit over tonight. I'll be live again next Wednesday for the launch of the Glow Up series. I hope y'all got a little snippet of what the Lord has been putting on my heart to help you glow up this summer. I believe the Lord's got to glow up for each and every one of us. He is not a respecter of persons. The same word he speaks. He's a universal God. So I want to encourage you today that I want your spirit to be encouraged. I want you to get ready for your glow up. I pray that this coming week you begin to journal some stuff. I pray that this becoming week you begin to get new thoughts. You get a new anointing. If you've been somebody without a fire or a passion, that it begins to come back. I pray that this upcoming week, that when you're in your alone time, you're in the shower, you're driving in your car, you'll begin to feel a nudge in your spirit. You'll begin to hear words in your mind that you weren't thinking of, and you're going to know that it was the Lord. You're going to get thoughts that used to be there, but you pushed it away because of insecurity and fear. They're going to start coming back to you. And I'm believing in this glow up series, you're going to see a glow up in your life. Your ideas are going to shift. Your mindset will shift. Your spirit will shift. Things and doors will have to open for you because you're walking into the very alignment as it says, your time has come, sis. The time has come. So I'm calling out every woman that needs a glow up. Every woman that's carrying some cargo right now. I'm calling out every woman. It's your glow up season. I guess we kind of went into the glow up, but it's your glow up season, sis. So I hope y'all got blessed by this. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Check me out. The glow up series is coming soon, next week. And so I really hope that everything just goes so well for us. I'm so excited to pour into you. Obviously, you can see my excitement. Our days are numbered. I ain't got no reason to waste. It's time to glow up. There's no reason to waste time. We all need it. Love you guys. Bye. See you guys in my next video. Me and Monty J somewhere over there. Hey, you want to tell them bye? Say bye. Come here. Come here. Don't excuse my dirty floors. I got stuff all on the floors. Come here. No? I got a snack. I got you. Okay, he's not falling for it, y'all. All right. Good night, y'all. Love y'all. Bye. Monty J, you supposed to come say bye with me, Bubba. Oh, now you want to come over here? Boy.